My name is Sydney, and I'm a therapist here in the unit. I have heard that you are having quite a difficult day, and I was called in to ask you a few questions about who you are and what you've been through and how I can help you today. Is it okay if I ask you a few questions? Thank you. I can see that you are having a little bit of anxiety right now, so what we're gonna do is just a few breaths, and then we're gonna lead into some questions, and then I have a little game at the end that I think you might like. What do you think? Okay, so we're gonna start off with just some deep breaths. There's no rhythm or time frame that you have to fit the breaths into, but we're going to just focus on breathing in full, taking a small pause, and breathing out completely, okay? We're going to open, and then close your diaphragm, so that oxygen can get to your heart, to your lungs, and all the way to the tips of your fingers and toes. Does that make sense? Do you think that will help you? Alright, let's start. So take a deep breath in. Breathe it out. Then take a deep breath in. And then breathe it out. Let's do just a few more, but if you start to feel dizzy or don't want to do it anymore, you can just listen to me, okay? And then breathe it out. Excellent. Let's do a few more. Hold and breathe out. Alright, let's do one more. Hold. And then release. How did that feel? Are you feeling a little bit more calm? Good. It's okay if you aren't. Sometimes it takes our body a while to calm down, but this is a good start, okay? So why don't you take a seat and get comfortable? Some of my patients like it when I don't write on my notebook. Some patients like it when I write in my notebook. Which would you rather prefer, me writing or not writing? Your answers, that is. You would prefer me to write? Okay, so I've got my little pen. I've had this pen for many years. It has not failed me yet. And I've got my notebook. So I want to start off by letting you know that you don't have to answer these questions if you don't want to. You don't have to answer them deeply. You can just answer short. You can talk as much as you want. It's up to you, because I want you, my patient, to feel comfortable, okay? That is my top priority. And I also want you to feel safe, because you're in a safe environment. Everything you tell me is private, and I am only here to help you get better. I am not here to judge you. I am not here to alienate you. I have seen and heard it all, and I just want to help you, okay? A lot of people find this very therapeutic. They find this very relaxing. And if you start to doze off, that's okay too. I can always come by another time and we can see each other again. Okay? So we're just going to start off with a question that I think I might already know the answer, but I want to hear more from you, okay? How are you feeling today? Okay. Are those feelings overwhelming? Okay. Why do you think you started to feel those feelings today? Okay. So what brought you into the clinic, the psych unit today? Okay. Do you think it's fair that you were brought in today? How does it make you feel being here today? Talking here with me, being in the psych med unit. How does that make you feel? Okay. So I want to transition this conversation more into your childhood and how you were raised, and just in general, what was it like? And remember, you can talk about as much or as little as you want, okay? Okay. Okay. How do you think being raised like that affects you today? Okay. What are some people in your childhood that you looked up to, that you admired? Maybe you wanted to be like them a little bit. And tell me why. I would look up to them too. I understand that. Okay. Throughout your childhood, was there any moment or time that was very troubling to you? And remember, you can share as much or as little as you want, or even nothing at all. Okay, thank you for sharing with me. I know this is difficult for you. Okay, we can stop there. Okay. Now we're going to transition the topic a little bit more to purpose. What do you think your purpose is being here on this earth? And you can have multiple purposes. And if you feel like you have none, we can work on that. We can talk about that. Okay. Have you ever felt, because of this, lost or confused or scared? Yeah, very understandable. I understand. It can be very frustrating, especially for you, and going through all of this. Yeah. When you have these feelings of anxiety, how do you cope with it? What are some of your coping mechanisms? Everyone has different coping mechanisms, and it's important to figure out what yours are and whether or not you can improve them or manipulate them to help you even better. So, tell me more. Do you think your coping mechanisms help you efficiently, or do you think you need better ones? Okay. Now, when you're feeling sad and anxiety are two different things. Sometimes they go together, though. Do you have different coping mechanisms for when you're sad or feeling down? And what about when you're angry? What do you do when you're angry? Okay. Do you feel that you have a support group? People that you can go and talk to? Why is that? I understand. Sometimes it can be really hard to ask people for help. I have a personal question, not that all of these have been quite personal, but are you religious in any way or spiritual? And how does that play into your life? And how does it affect your life? Okay. Thank you for sharing. Are you married or romantically involved with anyone? Oh, you have very many partners. Tell me about them. How has your relationship with this person affected your life personally? Personally, yes. How has it affected your day-to-day life? How do they make you feel? Things like that. Okay, thank you. Do you have a career or occupation? Occupation. Yes. What do you do for a living? Do you enjoy that job? Do you enjoy it? Okay. Well, why is that? And how long have you been working at this place? Do you think this job has been helpful towards your mental health? Do you have any children? Okay, how many? Do you plan to have any more? Children are quite a handful. How has it been raising children? And how has it affected you personally? You mentioned earlier that you feel like you're going crazy. Do you really think that you're crazy? What does crazy mean to you? Okay, we're about halfway done with the questions. How are you feeling? Would you like me to continue or would you like me to stop? You okay with me continuing? Okay, so what does a normal day look like to you? A normal day. Okay. From when you wake up to when you go to bed. what are you looking forward to in the future? Okay. Could you give me more details about that event? And you can say big things or small things. You can look forward to a cup of coffee in the morning, or a day at the beach, or something big like a wedding. It's okay to have different things to look forward to. Different meanings, different reasons for living. Okay. This is a hard question to ask, but I need to know it for your safety. Do you have any plans to hurt yourself? Okay. You said no, but if you ever do, please come and seek help. There's always help one call away, okay? We are here. We are just here to help you, and our number one priority is to keep you safe, okay? Moving on to some different questions. What do you do for fun in your spare or free time? Like hobbies, activities. They can be little or big, it doesn't matter. Okay. Just a few more questions, okay? Just a few more questions. After all of these questions, how are you feeling now? Are you feeling better? Or are you feeling more overwhelmed? You're feeling better. Okay, good. Okay, why do you think you're feeling better? Okay. So now I'm going to be asking some questions a little bit more about your habits. And you can share as little or as much, but these are important for me to know because what we take into our bodies can affect our mental health. And it's important for us to know. Okay? So, how often would you say do you drink? And by that, I'm asking kind of how many drinks do you have per day, or per week, or per month? Okay. Why am I asking? Well, alcohol is a depressant, and sometimes it can affect our mental health if we repeatedly use or abuse it. And alcohol withdrawal symptoms are very, very scary, and it's important for us to know. Okay, thank you for your honesty. Do you consume any other substances? I have to know this because, again, other substances, of course, not only affect our physical body, but affects our mental health very much so. And it's also important to know because while you're here, you won't be having those substances. And we have to know if you'll have any withdrawals. We have to know if the medications or the drugs that you are using might be affected by the other drugs that we give you. Remember, our number one priority is to keep you safe, so we have to know what you're consuming on a day-to-day basis. Do you have any medications that you're currently prescribed? And what are they, if you can remember? And are you taking them as prescribed, which means are you taking the right amounts at the right times? Okay? This is important to know because the medications that we might be giving you during your stay, we don't want them to affect the drugs that you're taking now or cause any harm to your body because our number one priority is your safety, okay? And remember, while you're here, you can take the drugs that we prescribe to you, but you can also refuse them. You have the rights to your body, and you can refuse any care that we provide you, okay? Okay. So, I have just one more question. It's a very open-ended question. I've asked you a lot of different things, and we went by relatively quickly, but I just want to let you know and ask you, is there anything else in this whole wide world that you would like to talk about? Anything that's on your mind? Okay, that's very interesting. Let's talk about that. I'll write it down. And how did that make you feel? And how did you cope with those feelings? Okay. Well, I'm very, very, very happy that you were so open with me. It's very refreshing to have someone like you in the unit. So now, remember that game I mentioned? So basically the game, I have a few pictures from this very interesting book. And I want you to just look at the images and tell me how you feel. You can't lose this game. You can't necessarily win this game. It's just telling me how you feel. That's all it is. So, it's a bit of a silly book, but I like the pictures. It's called Milk and Vine. Milk and Vine, Milk and Vine, Milk and Vine, Milk and Vine, Milk and Vine. Milk and Vine. V-I-N-E. Okay, so I'm going to open up a picture, and I just want you to tell me how it makes you feel. How does this crock make you feel? Okay. What about this image? Basketball, 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 basketball. Okay. And if any of these images strike a thought or a memory, please feel free to share, because I want to hear all about it. What about this image? Okay. Now, this image right here, what do you think? It's a little eye, very long eyelashes. How does it make you feel? How does it make you feel? Okay, we've got quite a cute picture coming up. This little kitty, how does it make you feel? This little kitty, how does it make you feel? Why don't we do one more? This one's very, 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 very striking. A little duck. How does the duck make you feel? He's got a very long neck. Long neck. How does the duck make you feel? Thank you so much for being an excellent, excellent client today. Excellent patient. You've opened up so much, and I think it's time for your bedtime, right? Just kidding. You're free to stay up as late as you'd like, but we can slip you some Ativan to help you sleep. Just kidding. you so much for listening to me today, and I hope that you feel better soon. I hope to see you again. Okay, have a good night.